Okay, first question actually talks about the properties of iron. So because they did not specify, right? Okay, so for this property itself, you can either give the physical property or you can give the chemical properties. Okay, but judging from the answer, right, most of you will always give the physical property rather than the chemical property. Why? If you talk about chemical property, you need to tell me what is the reactant you are using. Meaning, you can say that iron reacts with dilute acid to give you salt and hydrogen gas. So realize that one will need to involve the stating of the reactant and then the relevant product. Okay? So most of the time when you see this question, as far as possible, when they don't state, always give the physical property because it's easy. Okay, so physical property of metal, okay, which is an iron in this case, first one to give is always heat and electrical conductivity. Do not separate the 2 points because it's considered the same. Second part, you can talk about iron has a high melting boiling point. The third one, I will not recommend unless otherwise you have to write 3. Okay, why? Have you ever seen wires that's made of iron? No. Most of the wire is either made of copper, and nowadays you have wire that's made of aluminium alloy. So iron is rarely used to make wire. Okay, so if you have only 2 properties you need to give the first 2. If you have to give the third one, then no choice, write the third one. Okay, if they ask for chemical property, the first one that comes to your mind is always reaction with dilute acid to form salt and hydrogen gas. Second one, you can talk about the iron can actually rust in the presence of oxygen and water. That is also considered a chemical property. But you must state the reactant involved. Okay? Okay, part 2 is not well done now. Rusting questions are pretty common, and there's a way that they want it to be phrased. If they ask you about machinery, right, do not paint the machine. Because most of the machine part comes with gears. If you paint, okay, imagine you have a bicycle, right? You know you have the bicycle chain that can be rusting all the time. Are you going to paint that? Can you paint the bicycle chain? No, right? If you paint the bicycle chain, it becomes hardened. Can you still cycle? So same thing applies to the iron machinery. You will never paint it. So for machines that involve gears, please make sure you talk about using a layer of oil or grease. So this can also have some lubricating effect where it allows the whole thing to work more smoothly. Okay, so why is that so? So describe how you can prevent it. So first you have to tell them that you apply a layer of grease or oil, and by doing so you actually cause a protective layer to form around the machine. So I need to see the word protective layer. And why is it a protective layer? With that layer, you actually prevent the oxygen in the air and water to come in contact with iron. So without these 2 conditions, your iron will not rust. Do not put down air. Because air is a mixture of a few gases. So if you put down air, they will not give you the mark. Unless you put down air bracket oxygen, but you are doing double work. So just put down oxygen and water. The key condition must be written in the answer. Okay, so these are things you need to take note of. Okay, then for part B, it's actually on rusting. What they've given you is actually 5 test tube, then getting you to explain the different things that you see in the test tube and how do you use the result to draw some conclusion. Okay, so for part 1, talking about the test tube that has no water, I think it's pretty straightforward. You see that you have a drying agent here. The drying agent is there to remove traces of water. Okay, so these are things you need to take note. Drying agent, dry air. This is to remove any water present. What is absent in boiled distilled water? Do you all remember? Boiled distilled water has what missing? You know when people change a fish tank, right? They don't boil the water, right? They leave the pit of water overnight. What happens if they boil the water and change the water? What happened to your fish? Why die? When you boil the water, you remove oxygen. So boiled distilled water has no oxygen. Okay, so for tube A, tube B, you have missing condition and therefore your iron will not rust. So you can see that no rust happening, okay, in your tube A and B. Then your tube D have all the condition, but what is different in the tube is you are using copper nail instead of iron. Okay, so these are reasons why you are asked different questions. So you must be able to link back to the diagram that you have seen. Okay, so between your tube C and your tube D, they have exactly the same condition. The only difference, like what I pointed out, one is iron nail, one is your copper nail. So from there, you realize that if you have all the condition present, the only metal that will rust is iron. Copper will not rust. So this is how you draw the conclusion. Bring in the factor involved, which is your oxygen and water like what I mentioned earlier. Then talk about the rusting that takes place for the iron nail, but not for the copper nail. So if I replace with any other metal, rusting will not take place. Only iron will rust. Okay? Okay, then part 3, no issue. Everybody know there is oxygen, so it's quite clear cut. Question you want to ask here? Okay, then I move on. Okay, basically seawater, right, has other salt or other ions present. So when you have the presence of other ions, there are some side reaction that is taking place. But you don't have to know the exact detail. So with additional ions present in the same amount of water, you realize that the speed of rusting actually happens faster, and therefore it's rusted more badly. And that leads to your part 4 of the question.